What does it mean to find joy? And what is real joy and real fulfillment? This is very important. Because if you make your joy and your fulfillment, basically your happiness, depend on your expectations, then you're in for trouble. That's not it. So first, I think it's understanding what is real happiness and how do you achieve that happiness, right? I mean, I think in the end, the question is that. But I say the secret to happiness ultimately is discovering what the will of God is for you and then to follow it. Why? Because God created you. He created you for a purpose. And that purpose and that mission is God created you for that purpose. So that's what's really, really going to make you happy and fulfilled. Not what you think, but what God thinks, because He knows you better. He created you. So how do you actually become really fulfilled and happy? Not so much, hey, I have these expectations. This is what I want to do. So if I achieve those things, then I'm going to be happy. That ain't going to work. It's going to be what is the will of God, what does God want for me? Because He comes from the one who created me and loves me. And so He knows better than you do what's really going to make you happy and fulfilled. So discover that and then do it, and you will be really, really happy and fulfilled. I'll give you an example. This is very personal. The last thing in the world that I thought I would be is this. Okay, I didn't want to do this. I remember in high school, I said, hey, what? Never realized I want to get married. I want to have a lot of children. I come from a big family. So I said, are you kidding me? And look, God does have this sense of humor. Here I am wearing this thing when it's 150,000 degrees out there, and I'm pretty happy about it. Right? And I think I'm pretty fulfilled. I mean, there's no perfect happiness on this earth, obviously. I mean, we'll get that in heaven, but there can be a lot of happiness here. Sure. I mean, I wouldn't change myself, but you pray, you do, you get spiritual direction, people to help you so that you can discover peace that God wants from me. And then you do that. What happens is sometimes our own ideas get in the way, or we see other people and we start kind of thinking, and we can get very complicated. And while I thought that by now I was going to be married, and now I'm only one and I'm still married, I start exaggerating everything. Like my life is over and all of that. I say, hey, calm down, let God do His saying. He has a plan, you got to trust it. And the other thing, and this is very important, I think, with this question about meeting expectations and timelines. The thing of the timelines is a very dangerous thing, and you gotta let them go, because you have your timeline, God has His, and you just never know. And I think there is a big issue here in terms of trust in your Father God who loves you. And then the final thing I would say on this question, we have a very strong tendency. It comes from us, but it also, and I don't want to blame Him for everything, but we can blame Him for a lot of things, the devil. And one of the things he really, really wants us to fall into is to either get stuck in the past, and he works really hard at this, get our mind on the things, and have a lot of regrets and grudges and a lot of sometimes guilt, sometimes a lot of shame, things we've done. And he really wants us to get stuck there. It's amazing. And as soon as, whenever you begin to, immediately he starts putting all, because the devil can put thoughts into your head. This is the angels. The devil is a falling angel, have this power, this capacity. They cannot read your mind or your heart. Only God can do that. But he can put thoughts. Your guardian angel, who's a good angel, puts good thoughts. The devil and the other demons, the other fallen angels, put bad thoughts, the patience. And so the devil would bring all these memories, things, so that you were stuck in the past, regrets, wallow in the shame of that. And so because if you're there, he's got you. Or the other thing he does, which in fact in many ways is worse, is get you totally to the future and timelines. This is why, and you begin to imagine, oh, this is what has lined up. I'm going to graduate with 4.0, then I'm going to have this great career, then I'm going to have 18,000 million followers on X, on Twitter, whatever. and so many likes on my Instagram account. And then I'm going to meet this incredible guy who's going to be very holy. He's going to have 15 children, all of them one better than the other. And then one of them will be president of the United States. And then my husband and I will be canonized. You also start getting into what ifs. What ifs? Well, what if this? Oh, what am I going to do if I don't find the right guy? If I get fired from my job? What if? And then we begin to agonize. What if I get cancer? What if this? What if? And when we get so anxious and a lot of anxiety comes in, and that the devil loves. C.S. Lewis, have you read the Screwtape Letters? It's basically C.S. Lewis is one of the greatest writers and apologists. But it's just very fun because it's a book about a very experienced devil, Screwtape, who's sending letters to his nephew, Wormwood, who is a newbie. He's a rookie. He's out there tempting for the first time. But he has his patience. This is in right about World War II in England. So his patient, as he calls this young Englishman. And so Screwtape is sending these letters to his nephew, giving him advice as to how to tempt. This is how you do it. They're very clever, and it really shows you. But one of the things that he talks about in this book is this point that I'm making. And at one point, Screwtape, the experienced devil, is saying the last thing you want for him is to be in the present. Because as soon as he's in the present, we've lost him. Because God is in the present. You see, God is not in the past. And he's not, God is an eternal present. We can only love in the present. We only have grace for the present because that's all we got. So there's no grace for the past. It's gone. It's nothing. There's no grace for the future. It hasn't even arrived. So again, I say this because this is one of the biggest mistakes that most people make. And it's taking them away from where they actually have the grace. And then you have people wasting on time, energy, and all kinds of things in the past and in the future. And just saying, hey, God is right there with you in the present. Just focus and you will see. Forget the deadlines and all my timelines and everything.